Yep, I'm ready. Send on the next patient, please. Hi, Mrs. Wilson. How are you? The pleasure is mine. Welcome to 20 Days of June's Culture Clinic, which is basically just a doctor's office for your career. How are you doing? Plenty of people have been suggesting that me and you get in contact to discuss some things, so I'm very excited to talk to you today. Please, can I call you Ciara? Ciara, right? Because, you know, I respect you. You need to know that I was just bumping a lot of your greatest hits in preparation to have this appointment because I needed to know exactly who the legend I am speaking to is. Like, you are legendary. So please know that this comes from love. I don't do this for people I don't give a shit about because we want to see you get better. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over your vitals, we're gonna go over your diagnosis, and then I'm gonna give you some prescriptions to treat your diagnosis. So are you ready? All right, let's go. It says here in your chart that your name is Ciara Princess Harris, but I think you changed your name when you got married. So Ciara Princess Wilson, you're 32 years old, 5 feet 7 inches tall, from Atlanta, Georgia. Your current occupation is dancer and singer, and your latest single is Level Up, preceded by the Jackie album. Well, Ciara, let's start off with the positives. We will never be able to deny the Ciara era. There was a time where you were like the legend. I remember when the Like a Boy music video came out and it was literally just black and white and you were in sweatpants and like a tank top and a beanie. But I remember that shit was like the coldest shit ever. You were someone that everybody wanted to experience. You were someone that somebody wanted to watch. If you were at an award show, everybody couldn't wait. You were the girl. You literally were the shining star of the black community for that moment. So if you never have another moment, we will never not talk about the Ciara moment in time when we're talking about history. You'll always have a place here. But now let's talk about what went wrong. Because the evolution of C is like your thriller. Your thriller, not thriller. We're not doing that. And for those of you who don't know what that means, is that is like your album. If I wanted to introduce somebody to Ciara, I still would play them goodies in 1-2 step, but I would hand them that album. Because that's the album that put you on the map. The album went on to sell, what, like 2 million? You had your own tour. It blew you up. It started to propel you into superstardom. You got many other opportunities. People wanted you to act now. They wanted you to model. You got to see the world, make a bunch of Kardashian-ass friends. I mean, everything went great for you, Ciara. But then, 2 years later, Fantasy Ride came out. Fantasy Ride has still only sold 193,000 copies, I think, worldwide. Now we know sales aren't the only indicator of quality, but you can't really go from selling 2 million to 193,000 and tell me something didn't go wrong. The only song that I remember really doing numbers was Love, Sex, and Magic, which I love, right? I love that song. And another song that was way ahead of its time, Work. Work was so ahead of its time. No one was ready for you to be walking around, stomping around a construction site in a latex dress with a high ponytail. It was very gay clubby, and that sound really did take off 3-4 years later, but it was way ahead of its time and people just were not into it. But if you watch the Work video now, if no one has seen it, the Work video is great and it's a great song and Missy Elliott is with it, it's great, but it was just ahead of its time. So people didn't connect to it and then everything went downhill from there. You had a couple shining spots here and there. Let's talk about it. I loved Ride. I remember when the Ride video got banned from YouTube because they said it was too explicit. Bitchless was also a good song, but that album also flopped. And then we had the Ciara album, which was a great album, which between me and you, let's be real, that's much due in part to Future and his involvement, but he created a great album, but you didn't promote it. And you didn't promote it, why? Because you got pregnant. Who's gonna argue with that? You have a beautiful son. No one's ever gonna tell you that you made the wrong decision. But the album was great. And then Jackie. No one cared. And now here we are. Here we are, Ciara. After almost 10 years of fumbles. And that's hard. So let's talk about it. Let's get into the diagnosis. You're suffering from the bougie virus. Yeah, I know. You're a little grape upon. Here's my thing, Ciara. When you came out and you skyrocketed because you were 106 in Park as hell. Like, you could go into 106 and the girls would mob. You spoke to the common black girl. The everyday black girl. There was just something about you that was so hood, but so relatable, and they just kind of blended. Through your music, through your actions, through your style, it just all radiated from you. And that kind of melted after Fantasy Ride. The evolution of Ciara had texture. It was still hood, it was still gutter, but then it still related to girls all around the world. It had Like a Boy, but it still had Get Up, but it still had My Love, but it still had Can't Leave Him Alone, which is an era we're not gonna talk about because I ain't bringing up 50 because look, we ain't digging up those skeletons. But let's talk about it. See, like, you had texture and now you're smooth. It's almost like you got too good for crunk and B music. So I've heard you say before, like, you won't be creating crunk and B music, but it's not the crunk and B music, so to speak. It's the brand, it's the persona, it's you don't speak to the black girl anymore. I don't see the common black girl looking at Ciara anymore and saying, wow, she's just like me. And I don't know what happened. I don't know how you lost that. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about how we can rid yourself of the bougie germ and get you back to where you want to be. So now let's get into the prescriptions. Let's start off with the bad news. Let's just get into it straight. I'm gonna write you a prescription for the harsh truth. You got 2 harsh truths. Ready? Here it go. Harsh truth number 1. You're not a vocalist. And I know I said this to Tinashe too, but this goes even more so for you because this needs to go into a type of music that you create. Ballads are not gonna work for you. Don't ever sing the national anthem again. Your voice is bad because you most definitely can carry a tune and you can give me a run here and there. It's just that your voice is one-dimensional, so it doesn't have any gravel, any texture, any grit. It's not a special voice. It's just a nice one. You know what I mean? It's just nice. So with it just being nice, you're not gonna impress many people with just your vocals. You might get clowned if you try to over-sing, but that's okay because like I said before, it doesn't really matter. We can total package you. You have a lot of other things, so that way your music can still be good, but your primary focus just isn't gonna be your voice. And that's fine. That just means your song structure needs to be a little bit more creative and a little bit more catchy, and people are still gonna catch on. Your second harsh truth. White people don't care. And I know, you're probably like, what do you mean white people don't care? Yes, they do. Ciara, white people did not put you in this space. This is for that steak crunk, throw it up, dubs on them Cadillacs. I can ask a white person what that means right now and they'd be like, they don't know. You know what I mean? That's not how you got here. You need to be able to speak to the audience that put you here so that way you can have a career. Because those white folk, man, they ain't buying Jackie. And we damn sure ain't buying Jackie, so what now? But if you're looking for the common white girl to care about you, she's not gonna do it. They don't care. They're not attached to you via nostalgia, and they ain't gonna attach to you via your new work either, so get with the program. Your second prescription is going to be a documentary. And not so much a documentary as to what you do now. Don't nobody wanna see you and Russell eat crepes and fresh fruits in the morning and change diapers and shit. That's boring. I want a documentary with you. Like, almost like an true Hollywood story of such. Take it straight to YouTube, put it up on IGTV, put it places where people will see it, places where people can go and access it. Because I don't really think if you put it up on BET, nobody's gonna watch it. MTV, it's easier just to get it straight to the people. So I will put it up on Netflix. I will put it up somewhere where people can go and access it. But I need it to be a documentary, chronicling who Ciara was, how you handled the rise to fame, how you felt about the music that was created, how you feel about the music that was created now, why you feel that you fell off, how did the fall off feel. You just need to talk and remind people that Ciara has always been the Ciara and connect the Ciara then to the Ciara now, because it looks like 2 different people to a lot of people, so you need to bridge that gap. So to me, you definitely could use some form of a Netflix documentary, just uninterrupted Ciara time. Because you don't talk much. I feel like you never really introduced who Ciara was to the people, but back then it wasn't required. Now it's required. So, you know, just try to give a little more of you, like who you are, not what you are. You're a mom, you're a dancer, you're a singer, but who? Because people need to really grasp that texture and connect like, oh, she really made Like a Boy. She really made Get Up. Like, people really love you, see? And people have to know you. They have to know why they love you. You know what I mean? So I definitely want a documentary of some sort from you. Your next prescription is for you to use dance crazes to your advantage, but to dance to good music. Ciara, Level Up isn't fooling anybody with an advanced musical ear. We know what you're doing. The song Level Up to me was to do exactly what you're doing now, which is to promote a challenge. And I get it, because you want to use challenges to your advantage. But here's my thing about the challenges. One day the challenge is gonna wear off. And when the challenge wears off, where's the song? I would rather have an organic challenge happen out of good music for you than for you to just try to orchestrate it out of a song that is only made for that purpose. Because people, Ciara, they know you not only for dancing, but they also know you for music. That song's not for music, that song is for dancing, Ciara. We know it is. And that's good because you're also a dancer, but you also are a musician. So if I were you, I would try to make better music and then dance to it. You can dance to anything. Just make really good music and dance to it and make a challenge out of that. And that way when the challenge subsides, people will still love the music. So I don't want you to lower yourself to a hashtag act. Please don't become that. Your next prescription is for you to create some Black adult content. Black adult content. Ciara, right now your image is a little bougie. It's a far departure from where you were. You were so stanky and so Atlanta, like for real. And now you're just very like, hello, my name is Ciara. This is my app. Please go and download my app. Thank you so much for leveling up. It's just too muted. It's like your fingerprint is missing. Beyonce is a perfect example of this. And don't get me wrong, she is Beyonce. I'm not saying you can play by every rule that Beyonce plays by, because nobody can. But the content Beyonce creates is for adult black women. And Ciara, the people that you once served are now adult black women. So you need to start putting yourself in spaces and creating content where you will reach adult black women. There's one place where I think you would fare extremely well. Essence Fest. If you just got to do like a 45-minute set at Essence Fest, just a greatest hits set, that's your community, Ciara. That's a big jump start for you. That's a big jump start for you to people be like, that was my girl back in the day, because they love you. We love you, Ciara. I don't think you understand how important you were to us at one point in time. But that was us as kids, and as adults, we have different needs. So you have to service us in different ways. And you're also an adult, so it shouldn't be hard. Just provide us with adult content in every sense of the word, in subject matter, in dance moves, in styling, in all of it. Level Up is childish. We don't want no more childish shit. Your next prescription is for some collaborations. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna have a lot of things to say about my collaborations, but hear me out. Your first collaboration is to collaborate with the Migos. You at one point saw yourself as one of the queens of Atlanta. I'm not from Atlanta, so I ain't about to start those problems. I don't want Monica to come hit me with the Draco. I don't want Rashida to punch me in the face. Working with the Migos would be a big statement for your city. Who else do I want to see you work with? Gucci. Why? Because that's hood. That's some hood shit, and it will connect you back to your people. Who else do I want to see you work with? Chris Brown. Yeah, you know, back before Rihanna, it was supposed to be you two. That's how I felt. Everybody was like, she dances, he dances, they're both the best. They're both Michael Jackson's children. Like, just put them together, make it happen. And then y'all performed, what'd y'all perform at that one award show that one time? I forgot what it was, but it was so good. Oh, God forgive me for forgetting. God forgive me. No, I'm gonna look it up. Hold on. It was the BET Awards 2008, and y'all performed Take You Down together. Everybody was like, yes, this is the best thing I've ever seen. So yes, I do want to see you work with Chris. Why? Because Chris also does a lot of great dance videos. He also dances with a lot of kids, which you love to do. I just think it would be a great dance moment. He's still loved and respected in the dance community and in the music community. And to me, you guys are a fit. I'm sorry, to me, you're a fit. And a lot of people aren't gonna like that, but I really don't give a shit what people like, to tell you the truth. Eat my dick. Who else do I want to see you work with? The City Girls. Ciara, if you would just tap back into that hood and work with the City Girls, that shit would be a bop. It would be an anthem. Who else do I want to see you work with? Drake. I'm just saying, if you could somehow get Drake to like sample goodies or something, it would do wonders for you. I don't really know where Drake stands on collaborating with Ciara in 2018, but it's worth a shot. But it's worth a shot. If the music is good enough, the production's good enough, you might be able to get a verse. He might do it. He might want to take you out on a date after, even though you're married. He doesn't give a shit. That's not my point. My point is these are the collabs that I see for you that would make sense, that can elevate you and help you be seen as less bougie, less e-news. And now we're down to our last prescription. I'm sure Russell is having a great time educating the children on the Barry Manilow classics, but I know you want to get back to your children as well. Let's get to your last prescription, because a lot of people are saying that you need to get back to working with Missy and you need to get back and working with Jazzy Faye. And I'm saying, although that would be nice to see, although it would be nice to hear, I don't know if they will push you to where you need to be. I feel like they could put you where you were, but we're not there anymore. This is 2018. This is not 2003. So I don't necessarily know if that is gonna do it for you. Maybe for a song, but not for an era. So here's who I want to see you work with. Thank God for Cody is the first producer I want you to work with. Now, a lot of people don't know who this is. Thank God for Cody is the producer behind most, if not all, of the SZA album. I think if you two got together, you could cook up an R&B collaboration that would be nice. And I feel like it wouldn't be all about voices or vocals, or it wouldn't be a ballad. It would just be interesting, it would be fun, it could be light, it could be like a garden. It doesn't have to be deep like Beyonce Listen. Who else do I want you to work with? Cash Money AP. I think that you and Cash Money AP could create something that's a little stanky, it's a little hood, and you could definitely sing over a hip hop beat, because that's what people want from you. And you could have a fly ass video. Definitely would work, Ciara and Cash Money AP. Also, as far as writers, who do I want to see you work with? Stara. Stara is a legend. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's behind so many hits. She knows how to write something for you that will be appropriate, that will be catchy enough, so that way we won't have to worry about your vocals. And I'm not saying you can't sing, but I'm saying with your voice, we need to focus a lot more on catchiness and structure, and she can do that. And who else do I want you to work with? Fauntleroy. He's one of the best. I don't need to tell you why Fauntleroy is amazing, and I'm sure he would want to work with you. So those are the people that I want to see you work with. So Ciara, because let's break it down right here. That bougie shit is what's killing you. And I don't think you're doing it on purpose. I just think you're just being Ciara. I think you've grown as a person. But just because you've grown as a person doesn't mean where you come from and who you are just leaves. I know it hasn't left. There's no way that it's left. I don't know if we gotta get you an orange weave. I don't know what we gotta do. But Ciara, where's that girl that told Rihanna you don't wanna meet me on or off stage? See, that was dead ass. That was not someone who was like, hi, I'm Ciara. Thank you so much for doing the level up chat. No, that was, bitch, run up and get done up. And that's what I mean, Ciara. We know that exists. And it's fun because that's what we like about humans, is that human beings have different parts. You can still be this and still be who you are and be who you were. It's character development and it's great. You don't have to abandon everything that you are because that's why people aren't connecting to you. And that's all I'm saying. If you want to be where you should be, if you want to be where you were, that's what's got to happen. So let's go over your prescriptions. First prescription is the harsh truth. You're not a vocalist and white fans don't care. I also want to see you in a documentary of some sorts. I'm going to write you a prescription for you to produce some black adult content. Also, I want to see you do some collabs with the Migos, Gucci Mane, Chris Brown, the City Girls, and Drake. I mean, just pick from that list. You ain't got to do all of them. I want you to call Thank God for Cody, Cash Money AP, and I want you to work with Ciara and Fauntleroy. If you do that, Ciara, you will have the people that once loved you feeling like Ciara's back. Also, yeah, throw in that other prescription, perform at Essence Fest. That's where your people are. The people that love you, the people that'll be like, oh shit, it's goodies, and everybody trying to do the Matrix in the crowd. Like, Ciara, I need you to know that even though people make social media jokes, everybody really likes you, and everybody really did have a run-in with being a Ciara fan at one point in time in our youth. Even though the jokes fly, and they've been flying, people still want you to do well. Do you remember how many people were happy when you did Body Party? Everyone thought that that was your moment, and to an extent it was. You don't have to give it up. So do you have any questions for me? Well, thank you so much for visiting, Ciara. You can pick up your prescriptions at the front desk, and I hope to be seeing you, well, never. I don't want to see you here again, but I hope to see you out there very soon. Peace. Alright, y'all, thank you so much for watching another episode of The Culture Clinic. As usual, tell me who you want to see in The Culture Clinic next week. And also, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If not, suck a dick, and I'll be seeing you guys later. Deuce. Tekashi 6ix9ine is a hated rapper. He's probably the most hated rapper out right now because of a lot of his antics, because of a lot of his bullshit, and I get it. To me, I like the music, and before you judge me, I'm also a fan of Azalea Banks' music, even though she's a douche canoe. So it's like, what do you want from me?